What's it like being married to a stone? When getting lost feels just like home. A ringing from the east comes in as yesterday waves her goodbye. There's something in the western wind that calls all her children to die. Taste your well before it runs dry. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to see you. My name's Dustin Cormier, and you're watching How to Rock a Campfire. Today's episode is an original tune of mine. It's called Minerva's Tune. And what you gotta do to play this song? We're going to the dark side. Going to the dark side here, folks. So this song is played. In open D, capo on the 3rd fret. So what you're technically hearing is an F chord, that low F there. That's kind of part of the generation of this song, was that I was trying to experiment with different sorts of things. And I tried the low D thing, and I noticed that you can get that droning low D sound and then mask it when you're playing other chords. Like when you go to the C, what I kind of like to do, so you don't really hear that, or just to make sure that you don't accidentally strike the low D, which is bad enough when it's in standard tuning, but when you're going to that low D, it's even tough. It's even grosser. So when I go to that C chord specifically, I kind of put my thumb on the drop D. Go to the G star chord, I basically just hit that low D because D is in the G chord. It kind of works. It's a very D heavy bass tone, but I think it complements that chord in the song very well. Especially when you play with the bass player, because they're keeping the C to the G. They've got the low G note in there. So anyway, yeah. And so that's part of kind of how I wrote this song. I wrote this song just like hanging out with a bunch of people. I'm pretty happy and satisfied with how like deep it is. It's super psychedelic. I was in a really rough time when I wrote it. And I think that I was just really high and hanging out with a lot of people who were just talking and yapping and stuff, getting intense about some political conversation. And I was trying to think of, like, the song is called Minerva's Tune, and it's about Pluto. Pluto's another word for Minerva. It's for the will. And I explain more of that in the next video that you'll watch. For now, I'm going to show you guys how to play this song. You can catch this song on BillyOyster, by the way. I made an album called BillyOyster and the Silver Ship. You can find it on YouTube. It's on there. Okay, so we're just going to start off. Start with that guitar riff. What I usually just kind of go until what's that first word? Oh, that's right, So once I get the first word, then it's like, okay. So it changes because you're going, before you go into the C chord, what I do is I let go of the note that my first finger is on, and then I hammer on to the D, the second fret of the D string. And what I usually do is even hammer it on again when I actually get into the D chord. Brown, 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 I so the dog can draw me out. In between the verses, la da 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 da, you go to the C, and you hammer on that E note, the second fret of the D, and then you let it go. Down, down, down. And actually, yeah, sorry, you don't hammer on. You just hit that second fret of the A string. And then you put your pinky on the third fret of the B string, because that is the D note. You can't really just like go to the C note there, because you never hear a C in a G chord. That would make it a suspended fourth and just a very different chord. So that's instantly, I accent that second fret. I go to this G style chord. It's G sixth actually, because the E is still chiming along on the top. But I like to go to the low drop D note while I'm in the G, like I said. What's it like being married to a stone? Cash your chips just to pay off a loan. Right? So all that kind of thing. It kind of goes all the way through there. And then it comes to, you could call it a chorus, even though the two choruses are different. Basically what we're doing is we're going to an A chord, but you got to remember that you can't hit that drop D, because the D note does not belong in an A chord. When you're doing an A chord regularly, the D is usually an E, and E is the fifth of A. So it can sound okay, even though you're still not supposed to do it. But with a drop D, you can't do it at all. So what you do is you put your thumb, like I said, on that string. So because you want to give this part a big emphasis and a sweeping sort of tone, and you can't do that unless you kind of hit them all. So you just mute that top E string with your thumb, right? A vision from the east comes in as yesterday waves her goodbye. Now something you can do, we're going from an A chord to an E minor chord, but the same thing, you got to block out that note. And sometimes you can even kind of still hear it a little bit, just because of the harmonic of that sort of, the way that string is. So technically, if you're in drop D and you want to do an E minor, you have to put a finger on that second fret of that E string, because that's an E anyway, and it's easy to do. But I usually just ignore it, because I'm used to just doing an E minor like that. You just got to make sure you don't hit that. You can still kind of hear that F sharp sometimes, so you got to be careful. A ringing from the east comes in as yesterday waves her goodbye. There's something in the western wind that calls all her children to die. And then you can see that the rest of it is just those same three chords, just in a slightly different rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, So that's pretty much the gist of her right there, folks. I'm really proud of this tune. It's just got such a weird psychedelic lyric to it. That chorus part, I was really into like the tarot when I wrote that chorus, and it's like a ringing from the east comes in as yesterday waves her goodbyes. There's something in the western wind that calls all her children to die. It's like, you know, we're bound to die. You know, we know that the sun heads westward, and that's, you know, Christopher Columbus sailed towards the west for the new land, and that, like, west, cosmic west is always a metaphor for, like, well, going into reality anyway. The east is where the sun, your heart, comes up, and the west is where your heart wants to go. And it's freaky to go west because that's where time is and that's where death is. But you got to open your heart, or else what's the point of dawn even having risen, right? So anyway, folks, that's pretty much the gist of this tune. I hope you guys enjoyed that lesson. I know it's been a while since I put anything on How to Rock a Campfire. Like I said, I'm trying to focus on my own original stuff. And that's why I figured, what the hell, I got nothing to post right now. Both my bands have 2 albums coming out soon. And, you know, that takes forever to friggin' go through. So I figured, I might as well do something in the meantime, right? You guys will be hearing those soon. And now you guys can check out me playing Minerva's tune with my buddy Jay Hartvale in Durham College Riot Radio. Thanks a lot for watching, folks. I hope you guys enjoy it.